By now, you surely know that moments such as
I don't feel so good.
Here's Johnny.
and Leonardo DiCaprio breaking a glass in Django Unchained were all improvised. But what about the scenes that you didn't know? Like the quick pieces of dialogue subtly made up on the spot, or the moments of hilarious physical flourishes that you may not have noticed? Well, the good thing is that we did know they were improvised as we researched them, and we are going to give them back to you, the people. That's my bane. Yeah, good? Okay. So, let's take a look, shall we?
Would you like to see?
Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man is a match made in heaven, right? I mean, no one can argue that. So it's no surprise then that RDJ got to take many liberties when it came to the character, such as improvising a few of his lines. Take, for example, the "I am Iron Man" line, which he actually improvised twice. He was also known for smuggling in his own food on set and then offering it to his fellow Avengers, like blueberries. But we could go on all day about the brilliance of RDJ, so we'll just cut to the point and to the moment that you might not have known was improvised. In Civil War, Tony goes toe-to-toe with Bucky in an expertly choreographed fight scene, but RDJ added his own ad-lib and added to the famous Tony Stark pop culture reference with the line,
Manchurian Candidate, you're killing me. There's a truce here. You can drop.
Man, you gotta love a Tony Stark pop culture line. Seeing as both RDJ and Tom Holland have famous moments of improvisation in the MCU, you will not be surprised to find out that there was a moment between the two actors that was completely ad-libbed. The pseudo-father-son relationship between Tony and Peter is one of the strongest aspects of the MCU, and seeing their relationship grow in Homecoming was truly heartwarming. But the best moment easily comes when they have an awkward farewell in the car, with the two engaging in a cringy hug/non-hug. That moment was completely improvised. Tom Holland believed that it would be funny to try and hug RDJ in the moment, and RDJ, ever being the professional, went with it, coming up with the famous door line. This moment made the final cut, but unsurprisingly, the laughs from the producers off camera were left out. Who doesn't love the two best Chris's in the MCU, Hemsworth and Evans? Yeah, sorry Pratt, but we remember how you ruined it for everyone by punching Thanos in Infinity War.
No, you didn't.
But speaking of Infinity War and our favorite Chris's, did you know that there was a moment between the two of them during the battle in Wakanda that was improvised? As the two reunite for the first time since Age of Ultron, the two fire some off-the-cuff friendly barbs at each other about each of their new looks.
Notice you've copied my beard?
This does beg the question though, which Chris do you think rocks the best beard? My vote's Hemsworth. I mean, how could you not vote for that beard? It's majestic. Have you ever gone to a fancy restaurant and you just wanted to jump into the lobster tank there? No? Just me? Really? Okay, well, anyway. Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock in Venom decides to take the plunge as he starts to make way to his symbiote urges. The scene as a whole is probably one of the strongest and funniest parts of the movie and shows Tom Hardy at the peak of his powers. But you might find it funny to know that most of the scene was Hardy improvising, with him diving into the lobster tank being a prime example of this. Because as I said, when you're at a restaurant, when you see that lobster tank, you just want to get in it. Oh, I got you, Tom. I know the urge, man. I know the urge. How do you make a franchise like Mission Impossible even better? By adding Henry Cavill, of course. The Superman and Witcher star shown in Mission Impossible Fallout, especially in the bathroom fight scene where his physical presence is really front and center. What really stood out though is what can only be described as the double-loaded arm punch that Cavill does. Like seriously, why is it so cool? I don't really know, but it's awesome. Apparently that movement just came to Cavill in the moment, and it came to him naturally. Now that's what I call great acting. But for some reason, Cavill then felt embarrassed about doing it and didn't do it in the next take. But then the director came up to him and said, "What are you doing? Do the thing again," and made him do it in every other take. Because you know, double-loaded arm punches are tight. That's a thing Ryan says, right?
As you know, that's tight.
Who doesn't love Draco Malfoy? Well, to be honest, most people. The kid's a weasel. But we do at least love Tom Felton, and we couldn't imagine anyone else as the part. Not only did the actor provide the character's trademark snivelly drawl, but he also improvised a number of classic character moments. Take Chamber of Secrets, for example. After Harry and Ron take Polyjuice Potion to look like Crabbe and Goyle, Harry forgets to take off his glasses, and this is quickly noticed by Draco. Because let's face it, seeing Goyle with glasses is like seeing Gandalf in a wedding dress. Now that would really give a whole new meaning to Gandalf the White. Anyway, Harry, who looks like Goyle in the scene, tells Draco they're for reading, to which Draco gives the perfect improvised line.
I didn't know you could read.
Man, he must have done great in Professor Flitwick's class because that worked like a charm. I'll see myself out. To be honest, you probably know this one by now, especially if you're a Fast and Furious fan, but it's too much of a classic to leave out. In Fast and Furious 6, Tyrese gives the joking line,
Hey Mia, you better hide your baby oil.
in reference to the vast amounts of baby oil used on set in a fight scene between The Rock and Vin Diesel in Fast 5. But The Rock's reply was completely unexpected, giving the absolute zinger of a line,
You better hide that big-ass forehead.
with Ludacris's spit take and Tyrese's shocked expression being completely real. Tyrese's face still makes me laugh to this day. Seriously, I can't unsee it.
I'm not gonna fight a girl, so just stop.
Shouldn't matter. If you thought of me as a person instead of a woman, you would hit me and not feel bad about it.
Jonah Hill and Jillian Bell are a comedic match made in heaven, so when they got to go all out together in a fist fight in 22 Jump Street, it was always going to be absolutely hilarious. The two go in with a number of hardcore punches, huge slaps, and awkward kisses as they engage in a Mr. and Mrs. Smith style / most uncomfortable fist fight of all time. What makes it better is that the scene was basically all improvised and relied heavily on the comedy intellect of both actors. Speaking of actors with big comedy intellect, there aren't many comedians with a bigger know-how for comedy than Jim Carrey. Carrey is often known for ad-libbing in his movies and bringing his own energy and level of zaniness to the characters he plays, but he also has a habit of bringing in characters who are not supposed to be in the movie. In Dumb and Dumber, as Carrey leaves the convenience store, he randomly starts speaking to two men on the street drinking big gulps.
Hey guys! Oh, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
The two men were not supposed to be in the movie, they were just passing by, but they seemed to go along with it, and knowing that makes the scene even funnier.
I like you a lot.
As you probably know, there have been many cuts of Blade Runner, with things such as Deckard's narration thankfully being scrapped in the later versions. But one thing that's remained a constant is Rutger Hauer's beautiful Tears in the Rain monologue at the end of the movie. Undoubtedly one of the greatest moments in cinema history, it's also one of the greatest moments in improv history. That's right, that famous monologue was ad-libbed by the actor.
Like tears in rain.
Hauer's monologue apparently left one of the screenwriters, that would be David Peoples, being threatened by how good it is. I mean, how could you not? But after seeing the footage of it, realized how much of a brilliant and now iconic contribution it was.
Do something!
Help. Police. Murder.
Gene Wilder's performance as Willy Wonka is iconic and without a shadow of a doubt the best performance as the character. Sorry, Johnny.
I don't care.
But Gene's got you beat here. This was blatant from the get-go, with Wonka's entrance going from a limp to a somersault being absolutely iconic. Apparently, though, the moment was an on-the-spot creation of Wilder's. The actor said that he wanted the moment to reveal a lot about the character, and, quote, "From that time on, no one will know if I'm lying or telling the truth," end quote. So yeah, I think he did that pretty well.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll.
And finally, we move from one comedy legend to another, Robin Williams. Like Wilder and Carrey, Williams was known for the vibrant energy he brought to the table and the vast amounts of improvisation he provided. And directors quickly learned that when he got going, it was best to let him keep on going. Not only was Williams great at improvising in comedic movies, but also improvising comedic moments in dramatic movies, such as the Memories monologue in Good Will Hunting, where he talks about his wife's flatulence.
My wife used to fart when she was nervous. She had all sorts of wonderful little idiosyncrasies. She used to fart in her sleep.
But the greatest use of Williams' improv skills comes in Disney's Aladdin, where the actor just kept on riffing. In fact, most of Williams' dialogue in the movie is ad-lib. In an interview, one of the movie's animators, Eric Goldberg, discussed the level of Williams' improv in the movie, saying, quote, "Did I see Robin doing any improvisation? That would be like saying, did you see the Pope wearing his vestments?" End quote. Without ending on too much of a sad note, man, I miss Robin Williams. Boy, could we have done with his humor over the last year or so.
All right! Yo, yo, woo, woo, woo.
As we don't want to end on too much of a downer, let's discuss one hilarious scene to end on a high. At the beginning of season 3 in The Office, Michael and Oscar share a rather, let's say, awkward kiss. The reason it is so awkward might be the fact that it was improvised. Yeah, I feel for you, Oscar. I really do.